Welcome to Caring Connections. I'm Salley Gibney. I am so excited that you're here today because we have a very, very special show planned. Our topic, Generation Citizen. Generation Citizen was started by students at Brown University. These students were really concerned because civics education was fading away from junior and senior high school programs. And that just couldn't happen. What they do is the students have the opportunity to pick a topic, something that really means something to them, something that they're concerned about, something that they would hope to make a change. And then they have an opportunity to see how they can do it. It's amazing what these kids do. The topics go anywhere from, it could be voting, it could be immigration, it could be animals, it could be anything like that. Actually, what they do is they come together, they figure out what they can do to make a difference. How can they do this? Some of them even contact legislators to see what they can do to make difference in the laws. Actually, then what they do is they go to the State House, they present their program to volunteers, community volunteers like you and me. I've been doing this for years. I'm always amazed at what these kids come up with. Would you believe this year, one group of students picked as their topic, potholes. That's right, potholes. Well, they said, after all, our family, they have the tires, they blow a tire, they can't go to work, it costs money. They presented their topic in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. I'll tell you, it's amazing what these kids can come up with. I'm also very enthused about this because my husband was a social studies teacher. And even back then, he was concerned that civics education was taking a back seat. Well, my friends, civics education is alive and well because of Generation Citizens. I am so excited for you to be here and to join with me and to hear more about it. Well, here I am with the 10th grade Peachtree School of the Met School System. These are just an amazing group of my friends who are here to talk to us about Generation Citizen, what it means to them, what they got out of it, and here we go. First, Cole.
Hi, Sally.
Introduce yourself.
So my name is Cole Pottedwarney. I am a second-year advisor at the Met High School. It's also my first official teaching job. I was a social studies major in college, and the Met is the first place that hired me right after I got out of school. This year, we have 10th grade students at the Met, and the Met, the way we work is we're all student-centered learning, and students choosing their own curriculum, choosing which way they want to learn, and I was looking for a way to integrate that into a social studies curriculum. One day, the opportunity happened upon my desk, and I met Sally and Adam, who is one of the directors of Generation Citizen, as well as my principal, Mike, and they brought it forward to me and said, this is a way for your kids to really choose what they want to talk about and actually take action in their communities. Yeah. And that's how Generation Citizen started in my class, and really all I did was facilitate it.
Yeah, well, you did a lot.
The kids did everything else.
Yeah.
The students did everything else for Generation Citizen.
It's been an incredible experience, and I've been really honored to be with all of you through this whole process. It's been a real joy for me. And I want you to share, how did it get started? How did you find a topic? What was it that was interesting to you, or something that you wanted to make a difference about?
Well, first we started off with a consensus, which I think started out with our own personal experiences in Rhode Island. As we all go to schools and seen our friends and family suffer with mental health and mental issues throughout the years, we just had to say something about it and do something about it.
Absolutely. And what did you think about it? How did you get?
So continuing on from what he said, I would like to add from personal experiences with mental health issues and stuff that a lot of these issues aren't always noticeable with first glance from people, and oftentimes they can be quite hidden from view of doctors, friends, family. So we wanted to really focus on that issue and bring light to how it could happen and what often happens to students around it.
And possibly what you can do about it, right? To make a difference with it. Isn't that something that you were interested in doing?
Yes, we were quite interested in seeing what we could do to make a difference to help bring support for those people who might be suffering through it and are unable to get contact with actual therapists who actually cost money and stuff.
And so did you find that you all kind of came together on this? This is how what did you think? You say your name.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So, my name is Alex, and I think that ultimately, this topic was really good for us because, especially when teenagers are growing up, they might, from their childhood, there might be some sort of something they went through that made them feel like they couldn't talk about their feelings and stuff. So I feel like us going through with this topic is going to be very impactful, even if it's just starting at our school. It could probably lead to other schools and being a bigger impact.
And it's something that you can carry on to others, that you can share with others. Did you say your name?
My name is Jessica. What I think about it is that I feel like how Alex said, that it's better to start in a small part, and as more as we start working on a small part, we could grow more bigger and bigger, and also make sure to that everyone has help, especially teenagers like us, because that's where it's more impacted in. So it's better to start somewhere small.
Yeah. How about over here? Yomar.
To be honest, it depends, but we had many different topics that went into one big one, a main issue. And only really hard part was honestly just the brainstorming, trying to figure out a solution or something to prevent.
I think it took time too, didn't it? It took time to kind of figure out, what were you thinking? What were you feeling? And was it hard to share it with each other?
Not really. It wasn't really hard because, you know, everybody here went through something and it's relatable. And I feel like, you know, kids our age, they go through stuff that we don't know, and they just hide it, and yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Louis, what about you?
My name is Louis, and can you repeat the question?
How did you feel was it hard getting started talking about this and thinking about it? Did you really think you could make a difference?
To be honest, yeah. At first, it was kind of hard because, I was personally thinking how can we make a difference, you know? Because not really much people, older people, want to listen to what younger people gotta say. So, but then as we went through with all the work and all the progress we made, I became more believable, and I wanted to do it more because I feel we could help out the community.
You can make a difference.
My name is Jameer. I will say, when it first started and when Cole brought it up to us, I didn't think it would we'd be able to make a change. So when we first started, I wasn't big on it, but then as we kept going, I felt we started to make more of a difference. We get to learn more each other, and Loki brought our class more together as we went. And yeah, towards the end, I felt we all knew more about each other, and yeah.
I feel that Generation Citizen, I feel like Jameer said, I feel it brought our class together more. I feel before we definitely were kind of more segregated, I guess, into our own groups.
Separate, yeah.
Yeah, our own, we had our own friend groups, I guess, but now I feel we kind of interact with each other more, and we're more open, with discussions and things like that. And I feel we worked really well together to basically finish the project. We did most of the work ourselves. Cole really just gave us instructions, and we kind of had to run with it. So I feel we worked really well together to finish the project.
So how did you run with it? What did you do?
The boards behind us, we made poster boards. Just with research and evidence about how we can make an impact and the lasting impact that mental health has on the youth, and just basically how we should go about our project, basically.
Mm-hmm. And so what are your thoughts about sharing this? First of all, I was so impressed with the research you all did. You spent a lot of time on research. How did you go about that?
So I would like to, my name's Alexia, and I'd like to add that when we started our research, it did take a few tries for us to actually get to this point where we wanted to focus on mental health. Mm-hmm. We went over violence in neighborhoods and stuff like that, and we also went over stray animals and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we really went over the topics and went into each one and figured out which one our class felt was the most important. And when we set out on mental health and the youth of our community, we decided to do a little research after that to figure out what we wanted to focus on after that within it. And we learned quite a lot about actions that some people might have taken and how it affects people in general, mm-hmm. which helped to do a poster board over there. Uh-huh. So, yeah.
And we'll do a close-up on those later. And so, continue.
Sorry. So after we did that, we really wanted to bring it into the topic of mental health, and we wanted to show it to everyone that they're not alone in this. Uh-huh. So we decided to do something a little special with coins made by a certain someone here, by Sally. Do you want to take it off, Alex?
So I can talk a little bit about the carrying coins. So I'm sure most people know that Sally has her wooden carrying coins that she had made from a dream and a message of you should never feel that you're alone and that you matter. So when it came to sharing our project and what we want to do, we did. So our school, we have this thing called pick-me-ups. It can be games in the morning or someone talking. So I held two with the help of my friend Jessica, and we basically went over like what we want to do with our project, what the plan was, and why we're doing it. And we also talked about how we wanted to incorporate the caring coins into our project. So we did pass out caring coins to our students, and I feel like that was really special, and that's probably like one of my favorite parts about this whole thing, just to remind them that they are never alone and they should never be afraid to like speak about their mental health and their feelings. So I feel like that's something that was really impactful in our community, and everyone, like the staff there, loved it. Most of the kids loved it. It was very special. So thank you, Sally.
Well, thank you.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I want to continue off of what Alex said and bring up one of the posters we made. We had 2 poster designs, I believe, made by one of our dear classmates named Gia, unfortunately, who can't be on the show.
She is amazing, an amazing artist.
Definitely. She's a really good artist here in our classroom, and she does do commissions, so. But she did make 2 beautiful designs for our classroom for posters that bring awareness to mental health and let people know that they are not alone either in this situation. And I believe our plan was to hang them up around the school, which we haven't gotten to just yet, but we are planning to do that.
So at this point, y'all are probably wondering how we even were able to do this together as a class. So Cole's Advisory plus Gia, we all came together as a team. So basically the whole thing was divide and conquer. Each board was made by different people in the group individually, and after we're done with our research, we all came together to show what we did and judge each other so we can make improvements to each one.
That is so cool. And now what about you're helping, I mean, in the school, how is this all impact your school?
Yeah, so I mean, this is one thing, like, not only does Generation Citizen go hand in hand with our school, but the project that we chose means something to every student in our class. And we know that because the students chose our topic and our project idea. And then our second goal is to hopefully pass this down and incorporate Generation Citizen for all 10th grade students at P Street moving forward.
Wow.
We don't know if it's going to happen yet, but we have started laying the groundwork and having meetings to hopefully make that happen. And in our eyes, we think that Generation Citizen and 10th grade year at the Met go hand in hand, because there's a lot of community service involved, there's a lot of taking action and leadership goals involved, and that's kind of how the students now are trying to sell it so that we can hopefully keep it moving forward and have that lasting impact. We're starting at P Street, but then we hope to expand more.
I am so touched and so impressed and so excited about all of this and all of you, because what you're doing is you're sharing hope. Your hope. You're really sharing hope with everyone, not with just each other, but with me, with adults. That's what we need today. We need to know that all of you care, that you have things that are important to you, and that you believe you can make a difference. And when you're sharing that you can make a difference, you give us hope. And that we need. That we need. How do you, anyone want to share more about how you feel about this, and how has it impacted you personally?
Honestly, at first, I wasn't that interested in like trying to make a change, because there's people that see something and like they just let it be. You know, me and myself, I got something and like going on mentally, and I won't say anything, or him or my other friend, and like wait. Oh.
You're doing it.
Wait,
You're sharing it, and that's so important and so beautiful and so meaningful. Seriously.
And then when you came around, you know, I was like, this is real life. We could make a change, and you know, coming up with all them topics and the solutions that we came up with, we actually could make a change and show that we care. and yeah.
Yeah. Louis?
Can you repeat the question?
How do you think it's making a difference?
Well, I feel like it's making a difference because like I said, like at first, because I wasn't interested, like now, like that, like the progress we made, like I like want to learn more about mental health and like how it works, and like how like we can help other people so like they don't go through it as much, and like.
Jameer?
For me personally, I'm a type of person that like hide how they feel, and so like over doing all this research, I learned like ways to deal with hiding stuff and like to tell people how you feel and like, get things off your shoulders, and yeah.
That's great. Carter, do you have something else to add?
I do. I feel like this project not only helps people with mental health, but also shows our parents that we are very capable. I feel like this generation, our parents seem to doubt our abilities, saying that we had it much harder, and it's very easy for them to neglect our feelings when we need it most naturally. So I think it shows that our parents and other kids that they can also do this too, which is why most groups don't talk about it. But since we're here, I want you to let you know, you can talk about it.
Say something?
I would like to add on to what Carter. I would like to add a little onto what Carter said about how parents seem to diminish how like the children is feeling often because they themselves have viewed what they had being harder than the children's life. A lot of times these days with parents and stuff, they would always like compare how a child is doing to what they had done, what happened to them in the past and stuff, comparing their struggles with the child's now struggles, and oftentimes that can lead to a child not wanting to share how they feel with their parents. It can often also lead to them just not wanting to share in general because they feel like they're gonna get criticized or someone's gonna reply, well, they had it harder. So oftentimes it can lead to children not wanting to share anymore, which can be very impactful for a child, especially if they are dealing with depression or any other like kind of thoughts that could potentially be harmful for them or others. It's very important that these children nowadays learn that it's okay to speak out and it's okay to get help when you need it.
And that's wonderful. And do you feel that doing this, participating in all of this, has given you an opportunity to open up and to be hopeful for the future?
I would have to agree with that. It has given me some hope for the future. You know, with everything
That's so important.
You know, with everything going on recently and a lot of bad issues happening with people around the world and the financial state this like world is in right now, it really helps to know that we're not alone in this situation and there are more than other people out there who might be struggling that you can connect with, and there are places where you can get free therapy from and where you can gain help from. Right,
exactly. Now, Cole, what would you like to share about this group of wonderful, wonderful people?
I'm with this group for 4 years, so this is my second
Which is so
group.
amazing.
It's
so
amazing.
You're following.
I loop with them. So
Can I stop in every once in a while?
You can stop in whenever you want. You are Grammy Sally now to this advisory. But this all means a lot to me because I had them all as freshmen last year and now as 10th graders this year. And I think throughout when we started in January to now, I've seen a big difference in the way everybody communicates with each other. This class became much more open with each other and having real discussions and talking things out. If you guys remember last year, we didn't get along all the time. There was a lot of times where we were separated a little bit, and I've heard multiple times, even in the past couple weeks, like, wow, this class is really starting to come together a little bit. And it makes me happy. It really fills my cup up, and that's what I want as an educator
And you're a wonderful educator.
Thank you.
So what I'm hearing, and I'm hoping that you'll all kind of just chip in a little bit. We only have about 2 minutes left. What do you feel about Generation Citizen? What is the benefit of Generation Citizen And what has it done for you? And what are you hoping that it will do for others? And why should people out there be interested in Generation Citizen? So we just have a couple of minutes, so a couple of words from everybody. Carter.
I feel like it gives more resources to the kids who think they don't have it. As you know, most kids growing up, they don't have money or the resources to get their word out. So I feel like Generation Citizen gives us an actual chance and get what we need and to get us some support that we need as we're growing up and trying to figure out the world.
Thank you. How about, go back to, do you have something?
I would just say I think Generation Citizen is very important because it helps people create community, because a lot of the times when you see all the other different topics, sometimes they can even like interlink together, like they might, one topic might relate into another one, so it's just good to create community and bonding over some things that we know is a problem but we can fix together.
Together. Anyone over here?
I think that Generation Citizen has made an impact not only on like us spreading our message that mental health does matter, but just also like to inspire other people to go out and support others, to like advocate for yourself, and to realize that sometimes it's okay not to be okay.
I love that. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay. I think that's something that we all need to know and we need to believe, because whoever we are, we're okay, and we matter. And each one of you matters so much. I just am so grateful that you've allowed me to be part of this with you. And for all of you out there, Generation Citizen is something that is so needed today. Look at our youth, and look what it means to them. So keep on reminding each other that you matter. Reach out and give each other a hug. Care about each other, and check into Generation Citizen. Any of you who want to learn more about it, go to generationcitizen.org and see how you can be involved, how you can help, and how we can share this with so many others. Do you all agree that we need to share this, that this is something that needs to keep going? And these students, who are so, so great, are doing everything they can to see that the students following them are going to continue with Generation Citizen. So you can help too. So in the meantime, keep on making those caring connections, and I hope that each one of you have a day that matters.